As integration in the military began to rise in 1950, war broke out on the Korean Peninsula. This conflict resulted in the 2nd Infantry Division leading the way in desegregating our armed forces.
The trig scene that you see represents 1952-53 period in the Korean War. It shows the diversity of soldiers that were assigned to the division. You see calling for fire, an African-American soldier. You see a Caucasian soldier. And then in front you see a Katyusha, a Korean augmentee to the United States Army. That diversity, that strength remains today in the division. Because of that diversity, because of those different ethnicities, because of that backgrounds, you bring strengths from each one. That's what makes us the great division that we are today.
Fast forward 60 years to the heart of the Camp Casey enclave and the hard-working men and women who make it beat. Lieutenant Colonel Meisler, Command Sergeant Major Saeed, Mr. Richardson, Private Salazar, and Miss Kim. Together, they make up the Camp Casey Enclave Garrison Command Group. These diverse individuals are responsible for every facility and every program that happens in the area. However, if it wasn't for the executive order passed by President Truman 60 years ago, these men and women would have probably never crossed paths. Lieutenant Colonel Donald Meisler says that to him, diversity plays a key role in the strength of the garrison and Area 1 soldiers.
I think diversity just makes our military that much stronger than any other military in the world, because everybody's got different backgrounds and different skill sets. But I think diversity is what made our nation as strong as it is, and wouldn't life be awful boring if we're all the same.
And there's never a dull moment for the Camp Casey Command Group. They are constantly on the road checking local barracks facilities and opening new services. But don't take my word for it. The benefits of diversity in the armed forces speak for itself.
My complexion and everything, I can pass you like to an Iraqi. And matter of fact, I had an Iraqi soldier actually once. Are you American? Because at the time, the unit I was with, we were sterile. We didn't wear U.S. or anything. We just wore a uniform. And I was like, yeah, I'm American.
I'm Korean, so I know only Korean knowledge, but this chance to learn to Korean people's culture, their mind, and their manners. So I love it.
I don't have just people, my culture or anything like that. I mean, I have different cultures and I can learn a little bit from everybody.
Nowhere but the military, I believe, that you can see such a broad culture and diversity.
A lot has changed since integration began. The landscape of Camp Casey, and in fact the entire Army, has progressed into a multicultural military, unique in the world and stronger than ever. I'm Army Sergeant Deyane Moses, Camp Casey, Korea.